What I want to say is that the stories that you are telling yourself in your head are the things that you will continue to experience. So there's a few things that I wanted to talk about. I had posted a video on TikTok in response to a man talking about, all men cheat and this and that. And then there was a comment saying you might as well get used to it, or you might as well date women because all men cheat, and that is just the reality of things. If you are constantly telling yourself that all men and all women are this and that, all women are gold diggers, all men are cheaters, all women and all men are the same, then that is what you will continue to experience. How are you going to have these beliefs and then come out into the world and want to experience something different? Because your mind, your brain is going to be looking for evidence that is going to be in relation to what it is that you believe. So if that is what you believe, you're going to be going out into the world and you're going to be looking for that exact evidence. So you're going to be coming around people and women that are the exact things that you say that they are. Just because a certain person thinks that all men are cheaters and all women are gold diggers, that does not mean that that is the reality that you live in. Your thoughts, your mind are what create your reality. So when people come at me and tell me these kinds of things, I find it kind of funny because there's like 8 billion people in the world, and for us to think that everyone is the same is just kind of, hilarious. Because you haven't even met everyone in the world. So really, you're basing your beliefs and your opinions only off of the people that you have experienced. But every day you go out into the world and you are looking at different people and bumping into different people that you have not even spoke to, that you have not even met. There are so many people out here for us to think that everyone is exactly the same. So if you are telling yourself these stories, that is what you will continue to experience in your reality. And if you no longer want that to be your experience, then you're going to have to change the way that you think. The only thing constant in life is change. And this is something that I've learned through sitting with plant medicines and really appreciating time and the present moment and really realizing that things are constantly changing all around us. So if you want things to be different in your life, then you are going to have to be that change. And the change is going to start by taking responsibility. So you have to really look at what it is that you think and believe about yourself. A lot of the times as parents, we want to say, oh, I want better for my children. I just want them to do better. If you want your children to do better, then you have to do better. Which means being the change that you want to see in the world and showing up as that person and leading by example. And the only way for others to change around you is by inspiring the change, because we can't control anyone into change. And another thing I want to talk about that someone was like, okay, it's not about, our feelings are valid and this, that, and the other. Yes, our feelings are valid. So I want to make that very clear. Our feelings are valid and we're supposed to feel them. It is not about avoiding them. It's never been about avoiding them, but it is about taking responsibility and understanding that our emotions are our own. So if you are feeling triggered by something that is going on around you, whatever you're feeling is coming from within. And I feel that triggers have some sort of underlying truth within them, because if it was something that we didn't believe somewhere underneath, then it wouldn't bother you. It wouldn't bother you at all. But since you are feeling triggered, then you really have to look at your beliefs. What is it inside of me? What is it within me that is triggering this response? So if someone is not giving you consistent communication, if someone is ghosting you, if someone is not showing up in the ways that you want, and that is triggering you, your emotions are valid. So whenever they come up, that means you have to take care of them. Address your emotions. If you are feeling angry, if you are feeling sad, if you're feeling grief, whatever it is that's coming up for you, is not about ignoring it, but understanding that our emotions are always changing. So if this is what is coming up for me right now, then this is where I am. This is what I have to feel. This is what I have to experience. So let me take care of that. Let me take care of myself. But it's also not about throwing yourself a whole pity party and doing things that are going to encourage those emotions, like listening to depressive songs, staying in bed all day, telling that story over and over and over and over again. Because if you're continuing to tell the same story about how this and that happened to you, then you're going to continue to live. You're going to be continuing to have the same patterns over and over if that is what you're continuing to tell yourself and everyone else around you. We have all been through things in our lives, but there comes a point where you have to tell yourself, okay, I've been through these things. I'm no longer going to be telling the story because I'm not a victim. I cannot change what has happened to me, but I can change the way that I respond, and I can change the way that my life is going and the way that I'm going to be showing up for myself and others. So if someone is doing something and it is triggering you, then you have to take a good look at that and ask yourself, okay, why am I being triggered? If someone is, again, ghosting you or not responding to you, then what is it about this situation that is making me upset? Is it that I truly believe that I'm not worthy? Is it that I truly believe that I don't deserve constant communication? Do I really believe that I don't deserve commitment? Why am I putting up with this kind of behavior? There is something within that belief that is triggering the response. And whenever you are going through the emotions and you're not feeling your best, I always encourage to remove yourself from whatever it is that is triggering you. If you are constantly, stalking someone, looking at their social media, checking 24/7 to see if they have texted you or watched your story, then you are still continuing to do things that are not in alignment with the person that you want to become. So if you're telling yourself that you are a person that gets prioritized, that gets commitment, that is respected, but are constantly checking up on another person and stalking them, a person that is prioritized and a person that is committed to is not going to be obsessively checking to see if someone is doing those things for them. You're just going to know that into being, and you're not going to be worried about what anyone else is doing because you are so busy taking care of yourself. You are prioritizing yourself. It is about taking accountability here, which is always about looking at yourself. So again, not about avoiding our emotions. We're supposed to feel them. We are human, but also knowing that they're constantly changing and really taking them on as part of our personality is not something that is going to benefit your growth in the long run, because it's going to change. So whenever I have, feeling of anger, frustration, whenever I'm feeling grief, I do certain things that are going to help me feel that, acknowledge that within me, sit with whatever is coming up, and release it. And these are some things that I found that have helped me when it comes to releasing emotion. So for anger, okay, I have found that movement has been very, very helpful. So dancing, okay, ecstatic dance, movement, you can dance on your own at home. Also screaming has been very helpful. You can be in your car driving and just scream, let it out. You can go outside and scream. Find ways to release whatever it is coming up. Meditation, breath work, ice bath, cold plunges, that has been something else that has really helped me. So it really is about regulating your emotions and regulating your nervous system, and not just knowing how to do this to the point where whenever something comes up and it is triggering, you're able to really take a pause, go within, deal with that, and not be reactive to everything around you. So as you are shifting your mindset and adapting new beliefs, you are going to find yourself triggered because you are in this gray area of, leaving your old identity behind and adapting to this new identity. So it is really about you're persisting in something that has not manifested yet. So you are like in between. This is where you have to have trust and believe and have confidence in knowing that whatever it is that you want is meant for you because you're worthy of it. And sometimes we might not feel worthy and we might not feel deserving, and that is going to be coming up. So there'll be days that you're feeling great and you're feeling amazing and you're vibing all high and you're in like this high vibrational state and everything is going your way. And then the next day you might be feeling like, you know what? I'm feeling very insecure. I'm not feeling confident. I'm feeling unworthy. And that is going to be normal. That does not mean that everything that you've been doing up to this point is not working. It just means that you have to continue to believe in yourself and know that whenever these emotions come up, it is time to address them. And ask yourself where they're coming from and why we feel that way. And a lot of the times, again, that is tied into our childhood and a lot of the life experiences that we have had. So if we have not had new experiences yet to show us otherwise, then we're going to be falling back into these old beliefs. So you're going to be like going forward and then you feel like you're going back and then forward and feel like you're going back. But this is when you have to persist in that knowing and get very clear on what it is that you believe and that what you want. So let me get specific here. Whenever you are affirming certain things to yourself, be specific, because sometimes we can use some affirmations that are very like vague. So I'm amazing. I am beautiful. I am wonderful. Okay. Everyone has a different definition of what that means to them. So what does beautiful mean to you? If you're affirming to yourself, I am beautiful, but your definition of beauty is like, I don't know, Ariana Grande, and you are a woman who is more curvy, you are a woman who has darker features, or you are a woman who's Latina, Hispanic, whatever it is, if you do not look like that person, and you are thinking beauty is the definition of that, then you are having contradicting beliefs. So a good way I found when it comes to affirming these kinds of things is really sitting in the mirror and looking at yourself. And this is something that I've done. Sitting in the mirror, looking at yourself, even naked, because I've done that, really getting comfortable with your body. Really getting comfortable with your body and how you look, and then affirming that to yourself, looking at yourself in the eye. And it might feel very uncomfortable at first, but after a while, this is going to become your new normal. Now, when you look at yourself, that is going to be your definition of beauty. And a lot of these tools and techniques and habits, after a while, they will no longer be techniques. They will become a part of your lifestyle, part of your personality. And this is how you step into your new reality. This is how you become that person, by integrating all of those things into your life. So the gym is not something that you just do once and then expect to see results. You going to the gym consistently, you telling your affirmations consistently, you believing those things about yourself consistently are going to become the byproduct of your new identity, of this person that you are trying to become. So after a while, it'll just become part of who you are. Now when I wake up, I don't even think about, oh my God, I have to go to I just go to the gym. I just tell myself these things. I just know this about myself because it has become part of who I am. I've been there. I know how hard it is, but I'm only speaking from experience because these are the things that have helped me change my life. So I'm not, saying like anything to shame anyone because I've been there. I know how it is. But because I've been there, I know that change is possible, and change is possible for you. So really focus on the life that you want to create. Get clear on what that means to you and what that is to you. Whenever something comes up, is not about avoiding it. It is about acknowledging it, understanding where it comes from, getting to the root of your beliefs, and shifting that into something positive. No one wants to sit around and think about negative things all day long, because that's going to continue to be your reality. If you think that and you truly believe that, that will continue to be your experience. So like that person telling me like, oh, men cheat, you might as well get used to it. That is not my reality. I don't live there. That's not something that I put up with. That's not something that I want in my life. So no, that is not my reality. That's not what I believe. I'm sorry. That is the world that you live in. I live over here, honey. Okay? So whatever everyone else is telling you has nothing to do with you. Again, so if you feel like you're triggered, remove yourself. Take yourself out of social media. I have days where I delete these apps for days at a time. Right now I'm off of Instagram. I'm only on TikTok and YouTube. And today I've been off TikTok all day because I don't care what's going on over there. I care what's going on over here. Getting my life together, getting myself situated, making sure I'm getting all of the things that I have to get done in one day. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about me. I'm worried about my children. I'm worried about my life. And if someone is telling you otherwise, that's not my reality. That's you. That's what you believe. So stop taking on other people's beliefs as your own. So be very mindful of what you're listening to, because a lot of the songs are so catchy, but you're programming your mind every time you're listening to them. A lot of these shows on TV are very drama. I don't have a TV in my room. I don't have a TV in my living room. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to rap. I don't listen to a lot of different kinds of music. I only listen to high vibrational music, and sometimes I will allow myself to listen to reggaeton only when I'm working out and I have a limit. So I'm very mindful of the things that I am consuming. And you have to be mindful of that as well. So it's not just about what you're feeding your body internally, physically, but also what you're feeding yourself mentally, spiritually. What kind of things are you doing on a day-to-day basis that are going to help you get to the next step of your life? So a lot of the things that I talk about are from experience. I'm not just saying this to say this. I've changed my life completely. I used to be a different person. So yeah, I hope that this message resonates, and thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. Leave me some comments, subscribe if you feel called, and I will see you guys in the next video.